Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand. I am your host, Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal branding and business development company. I want to take you on a journey that takes another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal story, business conversations, and tips to improve your personal brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand podcast series, you will be able to differentiate yourself from the competition and allow you to build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build trust, and reflect who you are. Developing your 5-star personal brand is a great way to demonstrate your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh, spelled M-C-G-A-U-G-H, at 5-star BDM, B for brand, D for development, M for masters.com. Now let's begin with our next 5-star episode on Follow the Brand. Welcome back to the Follow the Brand podcast, where we are building a 5-star brand that people will follow. This is our continued Brand Masters edition. And if you've ever wanted a masterclass on personal branding or insights on how to propel your small business to success, then you are in for a treat. Our next guest brings not just knowledge, but also a contagious energy that's unapologetically positive. Meet Ramon Ray, a serial entrepreneur with 5 businesses to his name and having sold 3 of them. Ramon doesn't just start businesses, he transforms them. He is dedicated to helping business owners capture attention, build trust, and with that trust, boost sales. And if you are seeking a blueprint on how to stand out, don't miss Ramon's Celebrity CEO Blueprint, available at celebrityceo.com. Ramon's not just an entrepreneur, he's a thought leader, a prolific writer, and an expert contributor to platforms like entrepreneur.com and blackenterprise.com. Did I mention he's also the host at Breakfast with Champions, with a journey that includes selling 2 notable platforms, smarthustle.com and smallbiztechnology.com. He has shared stages with others like Seth Godin, Simon Sinek, and Gary Vaynerchuk. Ramon has been asked to speak at the White House, sharing the stage with notable business leaders to discuss personal branding and testifying before the U.S. Congress on small business growth. His expertise is widely recognized and respected. Audiences worldwide are captivated by his insights, but it's also his authenticity that sets him apart. Feedback from event attendees consistently echo 2 sentiments: Ramon's incredible ease to work with, and his talks. They're always hitting the essence of curiosity in the audience. And in today's episode, we dive deep with Ramon, exploring themes close to his heart, from dating your leads and marrying your customers to becoming the celebrity CEO of your niche. So grab your headphones, settle in, and get ready for an episode that's bound to inspire and inform. Let's get started on the Follow the Brand podcast, where we are building a 5-star brand that you can follow. Welcome to the Follow the Brand podcast. This is your host, Grant McGaugh. I am so happy today. You have no idea why I'm happy, but I'm going to tell you why I'm happy, because I got Ramon with me. Ramon Ray, I watched this guy work, and he works. He works hard for what he does. He works hard for other people. He is making an impact and a difference in the lives of other individuals on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And I am so glad that he's joining me on the Brand Master series that we have going on right now. I want to get him introduced because I want you to feel the love that I have been feeling, so you can feel that too. And we can have this whole triangle of me, you, and our audience together. So, Ramon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Today, I'm a multifaceted entrepreneur who is a motivational speaker and an event host. So I work with very large brands or large events, business-focused events primarily, and either host their events, MC them as it were, bringing energy and excitement to their events. The stage is never boring, and the speakers at their events feel uplifted, and or motivational speaker. So oftentimes I'm asked by events around the world to speak about human connections in a digital world, or date your leads, marry your customers, or the power of social media to make sales. So that's one thing as a stage speaker. Number two, I'm an entrepreneur. I've started several media businesses and sold 3 of them, such as smallbiztechnology.com, smarthustle.com, Small Business Summit. I built them and sold them. Today, I'm the publisher of zoneofgenius.com, a fledgling site, which is growing. And then lastly, we help people build their personal brands through the work we do at celebrityceo.com, where people can get a blueprint of how to build their personal brand and stop chasing after clients, but get clients to come to them. So those are the 3 main things I do.
No, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful, because that is the key now to what I call business development. Business development, when I first started out, was really about knocking on doors. It was like making those phone calls. It was about banging out a bunch of emails. That has changed. Not to say you don't do those things, but you have to do the one thing first. People got to know who you are before they let you in. You now have an opportunity through social media, through being able to utilize search and social to your advantage in order for people to get an understanding of your digital profile. And then from there, they'll be like, oh yeah, Raymond, I know that guy. Yes. Let's have a conversation with him. Let's see what he can bring to the table that's going to help us. Now,
you're right. You said it so well. To know you first, then connect. Please continue.
You are the celebrity CEO. That's what I know you with, the celebrity CEO. Walk us back a little bit in your time before you were the celebrity CEO. Talk to us about what got you into this business and what your why is around doing what you do.
Yeah, well, Grant, I was born that way, man. I came out of the womb being a celebrity CEO. Nah. But again, Grant, thanks for having me, man. You're such an amazing interviewer. People had asked me over and over and over again, Ramon, how have you gotten so much press? How have you gotten so much publicity? How have you been on the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Inc., spoken at events, your 5 books you've written, on stages? How have you done these things? Now, part of it, Grant, I must say, was the art of self-promotion. So part of it was my own promotion. They think I'm everywhere, and to them I am, but I just self-promote myself well. And so I figured out, you know what? What this is really happening is me being the celebrity CEO of my industry. And so I set out to help people unpack and understand how everybody can be the celebrity CEO of their industry, which means building your personal brand, which is about 2 main things: building fans or followers and converting them to a sale. Number 2, getting attention and building trust and then converting that to sale. So those are the primary rubric that I play in. It's not about the sale first. It's about, hey. It's about first getting the attention. Then, as you said, hinted, getting people to trust you and like you, smile at you. The sale's a lot easier when the person likes you or the person smiles at you or they see you. But if they don't even know where you are, kind of hard to buy anything from you.
Oh, yeah. These days, there's so much noise out there, right? So much information. Everyone has a claim. They claim to do this, they claim to do that. So how do you know that you're authentic? That's the key. Because the sales world, and I've been in sales for at least 30 plus years, it's always about authenticity. Everybody's like, I hear what you're saying, but do I believe you? It's always, I hear what you said, but do I believe it? Because how much of that is truth and how much of it is fluff? How do you differentiate that? And you differentiate that today. I am so happy to have these mediums, the social media platforms, the podcast platforms, the ability to be on YouTube, because guess what? You get to set the story straight. You get the opportunity to state who you are and the big problem that you solve, and you can show the proof. What is your social proof? Well, here's my social proof. And then you say, wow, that person there validates Ramon, that person over there says great things. He's in these publications. You begin to validate what you're saying. So now you get above a big hurdle. Like, is he a truthful person? Now, when you establish that, let's listen to him, because all these other people are listening to Ramon. Why are they listening to you, Ramon?
That's a good question. I think they're listening to me for 3 reasons. One, I have a proven track record of doing what I've done. They don't know it for sure, as you said, to your point, but over time, longevity and consistency, you begin to build up some sort of truth. Of course, there's fakes. Bernie Madoff faked us all and stole trillions or billions, right? But most of the time, if Grant or Ramon are showing up, if they're consistent and they've been doing it for some time, most likely it's true. So that's one. And I think people are attracted. I don't say this, Grant, but I hear this over and over and over again, Ramon's energy. I never understood it before. I rejected it and didn't like it before, but I believe I do have a gift from God. How I show up. I was talking to a friend of mine. His name is Benji, and he's an engineer. And he was saying how, Ramon, I'm an engineer, a bit straight-laced, a little more serious, facts and figures. We need that in the world. We need that. You don't want me making the space shuttle. I trust you on that. You don't want me. But we also need people that come with a ready smile, a fast laugh, and just like to show up that way. So that's what I believe, that people come to me because of what I do. They say, Ramon, wow, we like what you've done. And then 2, we like how you show up.
I tell you, what you just said there is what I call part of the fundamentals. You've got to have fundamentals, especially if you're going to do any type of speaking, whether you're speaking at just the boardroom level, you're doing a presentation in front of your class, you're doing a presentation in front of a group of people or thousands of people. What I've learned is something that you've mastered. You've got to be entertaining. You just can't come there and give a PowerPoint presentation like slide 1, point 1, 2, 3, go to the next slide. That is so boring. You've got to be able to relate a story that will magnetize what you're doing, gravitate everybody to the central theme. So when they leave the stage, they won't remember every little slide. They're not going to remember every little word. You know what they're going to remember? How you made them feel. You make people feel good. I want you to come and like, you know what? We're going to have room full of people. We've got some really good information. I need a speaker to come in and really magnetize the room. I need you to come and give it energy. You do that at a high, super high level, and that's why you're in demand. Would you agree with that?
Since you said that, Grant, I will accept that. I wouldn't stand in the mirror and say that about myself all day, but for the help of your audience, yes. And I think we all have a special gift, have a special gem we have. And yeah, that's what it is. I tell people, I'm not the deepest person. How to use Twitter. I don't know NLP. I'm not going to go deep into, whatever the topic. That's just not my gift. But you want people to feel great. You want to light that stage up, have some fun, have people laugh and feel good. I'm your guy. And I think you need both. You need that 3-hour clinic. How to use LinkedIn. Now, I can talk about LinkedIn. Trust me on that. But I probably want to talk about it for 30 to 45 minutes and I'm done. But it's going to be good and fun. However, other colleagues of mine, could be yourself or others, they can go a whole deep dive clinic, everything you need to know about LinkedIn. So yes, both are important.
It's about LinkedIn. This is, we come together at this LinkedIn moment because I go through LinkedIn and I build a tremendous audience on LinkedIn. And I even have a course out on LinkedIn.
My man, come on now.
I learned LinkedIn a long time ago from a lot of, I was at a corporate 500 course. And I was actually being introduced to a new business. And they said, hey, part of our training, we're going to put you into a course. We're going to teach you about social selling. They weren't calling it that at the time. This is like 2014. Brought me in. And I'm doing the normal sales routine. Yeah, I'm going to get my list of prospects. I'm going to call these people up. I'm going to email them. And I'm going to get appointments. And I'm going to close deals. And the guy sat up there and said that, like, if you continue to do that, you will fail. You will not be employed here in next year and a half. You will not succeed. The way you're going to succeed in today's world is through social selling. You have got to be able to present yourself in a professional manner. And he showed me this. He said, all right, Grant, show me your LinkedIn profile. I showed him my LinkedIn profile. I had the, full body suit. I just had like a shirt and some pants. It looked like I just walked out of Starbucks or something like that. He said, all right, that's you. I got it. Show me who you're going after. So, all right, I'm going after IT professionals. So he popped up a VIP of IT. He got the nice professional headshot. He got the beautiful banner. He's got all the accolades on there, all the education on there. He said, okay, why would this person here want to talk to you over here?
This episode is brought to you by 5-Star BDM. 5-Star BDM is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for small to mid-sized businesses and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement in operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our 5-Star business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. The result is more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Please visit www.5starbdm.com to learn more and view all the episodes of Follow the Brand.
And I went, wow, yeah, it's an eye-opening experience because you realize you're not on the same level.
That's right.
You have not established yourself. You haven't told the story about why he would want to do business with you, because he's looking at you like you are no different from any other lily in the field. So you have got to differentiate yourself. Tell us about how you work with LinkedIn.
Yeah. For me, I do it a few ways, and it's not just LinkedIn. I'm one of those people that kind of does the same way on all platforms. I know people say don't do it, but it works for Ramon. It works for Ramon. And one thing before I get to LinkedIn, I will say that I do a story. Those who don't know, story are those videos or content that last only 24 hours. And when you do a story, it's up on people's feeds right at the top, and it goes after 24 hours. Different than a reel, which is that short form content that's spread throughout the social networks. A story is just on that one. So I'll get to LinkedIn in a minute. But what I do every morning is I wake up and say, good morning, have a great day. Such a simple thing, Grant. People say they appreciate. And I say that because on LinkedIn, my strategy on there is, how can I leave something that's substantive? How can I leave a lesson for the person? So like today, I had an annoying day today. My website was down. I got scammed. I can go on a few things. I'm a little frustrated, but I still said, no, I got to go outside and get my workout on, go outside and walk. And I shared it. I put the headline of it is failure day for Ramon. I'm open. I said today, I'm not feeling on my game. So LinkedIn, and I do that with other platforms too, but for LinkedIn, people want to learn. That's not kind of what I do. I'm eating ice cream or look at my cat. You can do that on IG a little bit. But LinkedIn, I try to keep it pretty centered. I'm thinking, how can Grant get the most from this post that I'm posting on LinkedIn? Because if I don't, Grant's going to be like, goodbye. And I don't want Grant to ever say goodbye.
This is important. I want you to understand this, my audience to understand what you just said, because each platform is good for certain types of content.
Sure.
Each one. So doesn't mean you have to change up your entire content, but you do need to tweak it to the audience so it fits. And like Instagram is very, very good with pictures for the most part. Very short snippets and pictures. That's what they're known for. Facebook, you could tell more stories, but you have more family than more peer groups and things like that. There's some business associated with it, but LinkedIn is definitely a B2B platform. And that's what it's known for. And that's what people are looking toward. And I love what you just said. They want to get knowledge. They want to get education. They want to get some insight. And what you just said there, because this is a common problem. You wake up and you have a plan for the day, and wow, you jump out of bed, and all of a sudden the plan gets, you got tripped at the goal line early. Wow, the day ain't even over.
Tripped at the goal line early. I like that. I never heard of that one.
What? The team's going away, taking my day and taking it down the other field. So, but you got back on your bike and said, all right, I need to do that but telling that story, because it's the commonality, like, wow, They happen to Ramon. Some people think you're some kind of superhero.
Yes.
These things don't happen to me. Yes, they do.
That's right.
But it's all sometimes about your mindset. How do you process this event? How do you stay in a playing field of positivity, of grace and gratefulness? And like, you know what? There's a lesson for me to get out of this. Let me find out what that is, because we're all in this obstacle course called life. So being very transparent, in about 2 hours, I'm going to the dentist. Who likes going to the dentist? I don't know too many people like, I can't wait. I'm going to the dentist today. It's gotta be wonderful. No one likes opening my escape. If you ever look at the dentist table, and you see
it looks like a Jack
shit,
Bauer torture chamber.
like, oh my God, I'm in the next episode of Saw right now, right? So I've got to ready myself, get myself, but I know I'm going to be better off by not doing it. So we talk about these things, but being transparent is what I heard. Being transparent is so important. I want to ask you this important question, is that how do you maintain that engagement with your audience? What are you doing? Because you have a very robust audience. You've got a following. You've got a fan base. Tell us a little bit about that secret sauce.
Yeah. I went to a concert once, Grant, with my wife, a Christian artist. Flew her somewhere. And he said, he stopped almost like here's how it made me feel. All of it wasn't exactly that, but how I feel. That he took our hands, looked us in the eye, almost with tears. He said, and he doesn't know me personally. I was just a fan. He said, "Thank you for taking the time to come to my concert." Grant, after that, I'm going to throw this man all the money he wants. He sees me and values me. Not like, of course you did. So my point, Grant, I love my audience. I love being here with you one-to-one and knowing that we're impacting people that will listen or see what we're doing today. So I genuinely appreciate people who say, Ramon, I took 7 seconds to click like. Ramon, I took 3 minutes to watch your video. Ramon, I was coming off the stage a few days ago, Grant, at the National Speakers Association event, speaking in front of 1,000 people, the best of the best. Guy comes up holding my book, Celebrity CEO, about building a personal brand. In his hand, he's from Colombia. He said, Ramon, I brought this book. Could you sign it? I see, even now, I feel I'm getting ready to cry. It touched me so much to know that, wow, because you think it's Oprah or, Brene Brown, famous people, Grant. But I'm like, no, I may have a smaller footprint than them, but in the same way that we go, right, we buy tickets and see whatever the celebrity of the day, this young man held my book from Colombia, South America, and said, Ramon, sign it. So is that helpful? How I guess gratefulness. I appreciate. I'm grateful that they see value in me and I enjoy it.
100%. You nailed it right there. This is where I think people are getting lost when I talk about personal branding. They associate it with being some type of social media brand sensation. I've got 1 million followers. In order to be successful, I need to have, this humongous following. Like, no, that's not what it's about. And I learned this lesson from another individual she had put out a post and it did go viral. It had like 1 million views or something like that. And then she felt the need to then, I gotta put out another post that goes viral. She had to keep doing this. And what she found is that she started losing her message. She started losing what she was about. Yep. She started to try to serve the likes and the shares and the comments, not the content about what she believed in, what was important. And then she began to realize, like, you know what? What I'm putting out here really is for one person, for that one person that will get value out of what I am saying. That person in Colombia got so much value, and that to the point where they felt I need to be in person. I need to be in front of Ramon Ray, and I need to get this book signed by him because it is important to me. That's worth, how many views is that worth?
Unlimited. And you're exactly right. And I think that Grant and I will agree, numbers do matter. The person that has 10 million views on YouTube, a little different than Ramon having 2 views. Maybe they were at it longer. Maybe they gamed the system, assuming they did it all right. Could be. But to your point, stop focusing on going viral and focus on being human. And one thing I say, Grant, I go viral every day. I don't mean it tongue in cheek. Yeah, it's not one like, but me getting 300 views on LinkedIn, 500 views on something, 30 clicks on something, I'm happy with that, because knowing that I reach a certain segment and knowing these are my engaged people and impacting their life, sure. Now, secretly, do I wish I had 10 million likes like Gary Vaynerchuk? Sure. But for today, I'll take whatever I can get.
But you got to do it every day. That's the thing. It's the consistency
for sure
of putting it out there. So what I did, this is what people don't realize. So like you looking at this as one post or one, thing that you put out there as far as content. It's the consistency. When I looked at my consistency for me personally, I had millions of views because I'm looking at it over a year's period of time. That's a lot. And this is the thing, like even now we're doing a podcast. You don't know when someone is going to tune into this podcast. This podcast will live on for years.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
and so
right.
This content is constantly happening. So your viewpoint and your why and the impact and the big problem that you solve is going to impact somebody way down the line that you did not even think about, probably at the time that you actually created the content. So I want our artists to understand, you have to crawl, walk, run. Yeah, you might get to 1 million views. You might get to 10 million views. But the point is consistency. You want to be consistent in your message. You want to be consistent what you're doing. And you want to share the love. You've been sharing the love for a number of years. People tune into you because what you bring to the table. And I really, really like that. So if I had to ask you that question, Ramon, what is the big problem that you solve?
Yeah. Well, it goes in 3 parallels. But however, for the small business owner that's a coach, author, consultant, speaker, one of their big problems is they're not visible enough. They're not seen. They're the best hidden secret. So regarding the celebrity CEO, regarding personal branding, we help people to get more attention. Just the basics. So do you have a book? Do you have an event? Do you have a podcast? Do you have an email newsletter? Help people walk through that. And a lot of it, Grant, as you probably know, is not the technical aspect of getting it done. It's the mindset, to unlock that mindset that you can do it. So that's one, just getting people inspired to build your personal brand. And the second thing, often for us, very small businesses, it's simple things like, are you putting profit first? Have you hired a virtual assistant or your first team member? Things of that nature, building a business. So regarding that, that's that. And then I'll just expand for those to help others. For the event side, for my speaking, I help companies stop having boring events. That's why they're hiring me. They cannot afford to have boring events. Ramon erases boring events.
Does that make you want to go to a RR event? Like God, that already tells me that this event has energy, it has passion, and it has a message I want to resonate with. I got to go. That is beautiful. I really like that because that's a brand. It's what people don't understand about a brand. It's not what you say about you, it's what others say about you. If they're saying that, your audience is coming back with that same thing that you're putting out on your website, like, wow, we have a connection. I have a brand. I have doing something. Let's understand. So we got people out here. Man, I want to speak like that. I want to be able to do that, but I got to overcome. People say when you're going to speak, public speaking, you'd rather be dead or you'd rather be given the eulogy. People are picking, that you don't want, making that choice and you're thinking about it. Help us understand how you overcame, speaking from an aspect of emotion, an aspect of the jitters and, the butterflies in the stomach. What are you doing?
Well, I must say to answer that question directly, then I'll answer indirectly. For Ramon, I'm cheating a bit because I've never ever experienced it. I have a fear of a lot of things. I have a fear of numbers. I have a lot of issues. But Grant, I think I love the stage. I love the mic. I love the performance. I really do enjoy it. Making people feel happy as a cook, as a chef likes to cook and make people happy with her or his food. I like presenting and promoting and make people happy through that. So that's one. But for those who are saying, Ramon, I get so scared. This is not for me. The only reason that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and others like this are as good as they did, yes, they have natural talent. That goes into it. But even if you don't have that natural talent, over and over and over and over, you may not be as good as Grant or Ramon, as it were. But every time you practice, every testimony you give at church, every time you stand up and give the 2-minute opening at your corporate meeting, every time when Grant says, "You think I could interview for 5 minutes?" you say yes. The more and more you do it, you're stretching that emotional muscle. That fear is leaving. Knowing, oh, I blanked out. What was I saying? Knowing that it's okay. It's okay. You blanked out. Grant's here. Everybody's watching. Grant, you know what? What was I saying? I didn't blank out, by the way. But, Grant, I blanked out. What was I saying? You move on. The world's still spinning. The sun is still out. Grant is still smiling. So my point being, when you think, oh, I'm stuttering, I speak too fast, oh, I don't like, all those things start to go away when you do it more and more and more. So that's really the secret for those who are not used to it, have trouble. Keep at it if you wish.
Yes, that's what I do. I prepare. Behind the scenes, for me, if I haven't gone through my notes, if I haven't really ingested what I'm talking about, and I have to believe in what I'm talking about, because you don't want to just be verbatim on everything you're doing. Also, like, oh, wow, we're talking about this subject. All right, I can talk about this. And then you can relate it to a story that's behind that subject. People tune into that because they can resonate with the feeling. You bring them into your story. You bring them into your dream. That experience that you had or having, and then they're there with you. Like, oh, what happens next? Right. Tell us what's going on. Before you know it, and I've done hundreds of podcasts, right? And I get all kinds of guests. And the reason why they get most, I probably say probably 100%, they get relaxed. I always take 10 minutes before and let them know we're going to have a conversation. And when they realize it's easy to have a conversation with me, they become themselves. Because I don't want really a canned presentation. What I want is them to talk about their life. And guess what? They're the expert. They know it. They know all this content. Now it's just a matter of stating it. And then all of a sudden the person relaxes. And you can always tell at some point during the recording, they just go. And it's the most authentic piece of information, knowledge, and wisdom. And we pull from that. So we create a library of information on the 5-Star BDM website of people like Ramon who are talking about the things that you're interested in. If you are building a business and you're thinking about doing the things that Ramon can help teach you to do, this is why we have this podcast. So, Ramon, what we've got here, we've got this audience, and they're tuning into you. What else would you like to share with them?
Yeah, I think one, don't let fear hold you back. We've kind of touched on this, but don't let fear hold you back from what you know you need to do or want to do. Number 2, I promise you, I guarantee it, you will fail. You're going to fail, and that's good. That means you're trying hard enough. You're reaching your plateau above, and you can do it again until the failure gets less and less, and then it turns to experimentation and trying. That's number 2. Number 3, many of us, as I've heard from other friends of mine, it's not my original quote, don't think big enough. We think too small. Oh, I'm trying to get a 6-figure business. What does that mean? $1 away from $999,000? Is that what you really mean? Or does that mean $800,000? So think bigger. Number 4, seek to inspire others. Seek to make the world a better place. There is so much negativity. Oh, look at Grant. Who he think he is? What's he think he do? Why tear somebody down? Uplift. So I could go on, but Grant, it's been good being with you. And I think those 4 things I would leave people with today.
No, those are 4 very, very good things I want people to contemplate, think about, ingest, and where you're at, because we are on a negative playing field. Get to the positive pole. It's easy to be critical. It doesn't take much information to be critical, but to be positive takes effort. That takes ingenuity. That takes some effort on your part to really evolve and become different. I want to know, before we leave you, what you got going on? Where can we tune into you? You got any new books out there? You're going to be at another event? What's going on with you?
Sure. Listen, I invite people to check out zoneofgenius.com. At zoneofgenius.com, they can just get my daily information about how to live their best life and grow their business. Those who want to get to know Ramon a little bit better, ramonray.com, ramonray.com. And I think I'll leave it at that. So many places they can just look me up, so many things I'm doing. But between ramonray.com, zoneofgenius.com, they can get as much of Ramon as they want.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know I get a healthy, good dose of Ramon in the morning on LinkedIn. It helps me to see it. And I love what you do. You inspire me to say, wow, that's what Ramon's talking about today. That's good information. This is why we share amongst ourselves, that we all come together and begin to present our particular uniqueness in how we solve our daily struggles and our daily problems, and how we present information and knowledge to others and wisdom that they can move forward in their lives. I get that from you every day. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on the Follow the Brand Show. Your entire audience can look at every single episode at 5-Star BDM, and that is B for brand, D for development, infomasters.com. We will see you soon, Mr. Ramon Ray. Thank you.
Thank you.